Hello, everyone. Happy 4th of July. Yay! We made it to Independence Day. And this year on Independence Day, it means more than ever before. Kind of not major news, but, more major news than what I've been used to sharing. I quit my job. I quit my job on June 28th. And as you can tell, my light and my load, per se, is gone. The stress and the strain totally vanished. I realized that I wanted to leave a legacy in my life, and there had been several times that, I had choices to make, like everybody, on my journey and where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. And I won't say I made mistakes, because that's not necessarily true. I'll just say that from time to time, I've had the opportunity and continue to have opportunities to do different things. At my core, I'm an artist, and I want to make things, and I want to create beauty, and I want to live with beauty, and I want to be able to tell my story before I leave this plane. And I feel like we all are entitled to that legacy that we leave. And for me, it was time. It was, everything's based on timing in life. And I wanted to be defined by not a little name badge that I wear or a title. I wanted to be defined by my art and my love for animals, and changing the lives of people while I've been here. And I've said that before in some of my live feeds, but as a pre-recorded kind of public service message, I had never said that in one of my, camera up videos, long feed. But I want to be defined by the legacy that I leave behind, and the imprint that I leave. And I will say that I don't want to pick on a current last position, because that's not my intention. But every time I've left a job, I've left on good terms. And this was without exception, of course. But what do I say? I don't want to get onto bad things, but sometimes you have to correct fellow humans. You just do. It just happens. And when there are three black and white words that define the goal of a corporation or a business, you got to wonder why they print those in black, bold words. It's like the golden rule. You don't just say the golden rule, you live the golden rule. So you don't have to say those three things, you live them. You are them. That defines you and your character. I will say that when I was doing the estate sales, I serviced 217 families. And of the 217 families that I serviced, I'm still friends with 216 of them. So, my goal was to treat people the way I wanted to be treated in every situation, not just when it was convenient for me, but when it was equal for everybody. I realized over the last, I would say, maybe 2 to 3 years, I'm not a corporate guy. I'm not going to play that game. It's not my gig. I'm not going to do it. That's just it. I mean, it's just, stating a fact. But I wanted the opportunity to get back to my art. And I wanted the opportunity to get back to the things that I most love. And I realized starting this on YouTube gave me an amazing opportunity to be in front of 7,000 people that enjoy me, that trust me, that love me without a title, without a little name badge that defined me, So there was so much more to me, and it's just the fact that I wanted more time to do the things I most loved. That's all. That's as easy as it is. So resigning from my position frees up a lot of time for me to get back to my roots, to get back to my art, to get back to doing estate sales, consignments, talking with people that I've loved for a long time, working with dealers, resellers, this community on YouTube. The opportunities that I see are totally endless. And when I was, in any of my jobs, there was a threshold that sometimes started to hold me back. and I'm never good being a little caged bird, Jason can't be caged. Jason can't be controlled. It's just not going to happen, Some coworkers have found that out. So, anyways, someone had once said, it was my friend Christy, she said my spirit animal would be an octopus. And she said, when one arm was busy and optically, busy with something, you have to wonder what these other seven arms are doing. And it's true, it's true. I think she had a valid point. Also, they're problem solvers. Octopus have this innate ability to morph and to change. And I saw a video one time of like 2 aquariums, and an octopus actually crawled out of the one aquarium when the water got murky and bad, crawled out of the aquarium and went into the other aquarium to live in a different environment, not necessarily, better or worse, but a different environment, and innately better, So I think that that's kind of truthful, if I could say that right now, without giving too much other information out. And I think it's interesting that other fish probably side-eye octopus. Other fish probably side-eye the octopus like, well, you're strange looking. Yeah, I've had that happen with coworkers my whole life. And I've had it happen with bosses my whole life. But I was with James Noonan for 17 and a half years at a veterinary clinic because I wanted to change the lives of animals. And I felt that that was my calling in life. And I think I'm probably going to eventually get back to that as well. So stay tuned for that information. So as to the octopus thing, on the last note of it, when you mess with an octopus, you get a face full of ink. So it's highly advisable not to mess with an octopus. It's just totally true. I wouldn't. So anyways, I don't know what else to say besides, in my life, I never wanted to be slowed down by an anchor. I never wanted, wheels to fall off my wagon. So I have this thing that I didn't want to settle for second place. I didn't want to be complacent. I didn't want to be told about the thickness of ice under my feet. When that starts to happen, you're being sold a car that might look really great with great wheels, but doesn't have a motor, So I wasn't going to ever, in any of my positions, settle for that. So anyways, I'm free and clear. I get to spend a lot more time with you and get right back into my studio where I belong. I'm going to continue the amazing videos for all of you on the fancy shows and tells, any information I can give you on time periods that I've loved through my history of collecting. I want to reinforce, I have been a constant vintage and antique reseller for 28 years. It's over half my life now that I've been doing that. And I just want to make sure that you know that I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here with all of you because I feel so appreciated and so loved by over 7,000 people, which freaks me out. There are other channels that have so many more people, but I've always been the one who said, I want quality rather than quantity. And it's true. And all of you, I hope you know that when I have those quiet moments at night and when I'm sitting on my bed and I maybe had a rough go, or maybe had some information that I wanted to say that I didn't, you have really assisted me in feeling appreciated and loved, and I want to tell you how much that means to me again. So I do have some vintage treasures that are sitting on my table that are anxious to be shown. So I don't want to drone on too much longer. Oh, and before I forget, I want to share my eBay page because a lot of you who are new to me on YouTube have been asking. A lot of you as viewers and friends of mine now have went over to my eBay page and you've placed a lot of orders and I'm so incredibly grateful for it. That information is on my main page on YouTube. So if you just go over to the main page on YouTube, you will see that link and all you do is click it and it'll take you right to all my eBay listings. I have normally up to 700 items on at a given time. And over the last now few months, it slipped down to like 460, 475. So just be prepared for a big increase in items that you can go on and buy. Also, I am going to do one time a month YouTube buy it now sale. So there'll be fixed price. It'll be like a virtual estate sale. I'll bring it to all of you on YouTube. We will have an email very, very soon. We already have it set up. But the problem is I couldn't link it to the existing email account for some reason. So we are getting a secondary cell phone line. We're gonna do some texting. We're working on some things. Me and my team are working on some things right now. So we appreciate your patience with that. For P.O. Box, I'm listing that on my my YouTube main page as well. So the P.O. Box should be up by later on this evening. I did get it quite a few weeks back, but I just wanted to make sure that it was, settled in and working correctly, and it is. So we're totally thumbs up for the P.O. Box. I don't know exactly what's so funny today, but I've been very excited and very relieved for like the last 3 days. I think, I will say that like living with angst for like 6 to 8 months is never a good feeling. It's not advisable. On my desk right here is a Charles Lotton. I thought it was John, but this is Charles the father. Charles Lotton, Ming's yellow and Egyptian swirl vase in this electric blue over the surface. So see how I can transition from kind of like iffy news, like, no one wants to talk about it, to look at this beauty. So incredible, just came in the other day, fully signed on the bottom, and I'll bring this over to the light box in another video, but it's signed right there, Charles Lotton in script, and then it's dated 1993. So for a Charles Lotton vase, that's incredible. And I loved the design. And look at the push and pull of that surface. It's totally magic, isn't it? So, and thank you so much for being here. I have a Bakelite clock as well, but we'll talk about the Bakelite clock eventually. It's just so fantastic. I love this little clock. We'll talk about that just came in. I want to clean it down before I show it because it is a little dirty. And Lucite purses. There's this one. And this one, I believe is by, I think this one's Nelson. Yeah, this one's Nelson Original from Miami, Florida. It's in such good condition. It's really a beauty of this marbleized white plastic with all of its little feet. So we'll talk about that eventually. And I forgot, today is absolutely 4th of July, and I forgot to wish you all a happy Independence Day. I think I mentioned that in the beginning, but I wanted to get right into this, and get this known and out there and done and over with. And I'm not one to drag things around with me. So once I say it and it's out and it's done, it's out and it's done. This one's majestic, and I loved that kind of in capsule, laminated fabric inside of the Lucite. I love that marbleized kind of peachy taupe on the top. And these are in such good condition. This one just lifts up. It's tight, but it lifts up. And none of these are warped, which is great. There's two more off camera. But isn't that fantastic? I loved this, but I just bought this at the flea market this morning. I went out and had a fantastic day with my friend Gail. And that's another thing. I just want to breathe deep. I just want to breathe deep and feel, and I'm just so excited. I don't know what else to say. I guess maybe I could pause the video. Yeah, because there's 2 pieces over there on the floor that I can't get to, because when I came in the house today, just kind of threw everything down like, I got to get this video done. So I was panic-stricken to come on with you. I will be doing a live feed soon as well. So the live feed will have additional information and the Jasonisms that you all look forward to. So thank you for being patient with me and loving me and supporting me. I just feel like a millionaire. I don't know what else to say. And I would trade any plastic badge in for the love and affection that I feel. It's real, it's amazing, and I feel like my aura has went from beige and average back to lime green and orange, and probably purple sometimes too. So I thank you so much for bestowing me the gift that many people and many humans seek to have throughout their life. And thank you so much. So I love you. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to pause and go grab those 2. Wait 1 sec. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back. And what I realized is I am so incredibly hot and sweaty right now. It's cool in my house, but it's raining outside and it is so humid. So thank you for bearing with me when I don't look my best. This is the clock. I wiped it down really quick and it's still a little dirty, but it's fantastic. It's by General Electric, and it does have its old cord, all original. I wouldn't recommend, using such an old cord. I won't plug this in. I might plug it in to test it, obviously, to see if we work, but I'm keeping this. I bought this out at the flea, and it was my friend Carl's. And I've known Carl forever. Carl's a great guy. He's hilarious. He's got such a great and warm personality. And his partner and friend has a dog, Max, who I've known Max since he was a little baby. And he was like out at the flea market one day and I oozed over him. And, when I came home, I caught hell from my dog because he smelled Max on me. And Zito kind of looked at me, like, are you serious? You're around another dog today? So, anyways, Max is fantastic, and I love that dog, and I miss seeing him at the flea market, but it's amazing. He recognizes me every time he sees me, and I baby him like crazy still. I think maybe he's like 12 or 13, but anyways, so Carl, thank you so much for this amazing Bakelite clock. I so love this, and I just love that. I had to show you that. And then the two things that were kind of like, they were celebratory in a way of like, hey, Jason, now that you've retired, what are you going to buy yourself? So I bought myself 2 vases. I bought this one, and this is by, I believe it's Valerie Surgeon, Surgan, Surgeon, Valerie Surgeon. And Valerie did an amazing thing on this. And there is a receipt that came with it. I can't show you the top because that has the family's name that bought it. But back in the day, it was 2005. It was bought from Seekers Glass Gallery in Cambria, California. And I haven't looked up to see if Seekers is still in business. But back then, the Lilac Jardiniere is what it's called, was $2,250. And it was $35 in shipping. Boy, remember those days when shipping was affordable? And it was $22.85. Was the total. And I bought this from my friend's store. And throughout time, and I guess more recently over the last maybe 2 years, I've lost track and kind of lost track of some of my relationships in the resale business. And I don't know why that is, but it just happened. Sometimes people grow apart. But I went back into a store, and of course we hugged each other and high-fived each other, like, haven't seen you forever. And anyways, so he sold me this, and the way this is acid cut back in Cameo glass, look at that surface. And I love, look at the detail of the butterflies around the top of it. And, you can see the rest of my room inside the reflection and see, wow, Jason has a lot of stuff. You're right, I do. And I love this so much, but look at that color. Look at the color and look at the way that's acid cut back. So for a Cameo glass vase, although contemporary, and it is signed by Valerie on the bottom. Let's see here. It's got the make number, and let me see if it's got, you're not going to be able to see that. 2005, Valerie, it is. Valerie Surgeon, Surjan, Valerie Surgeon, right on the bottom. So right where the pontil is. Hand blown, encased glass, and then acid cut back, but that deeply cut back, I absolutely lost my mind. So that was a had to have. So that was, shall we say, a retirement gift. So then the one that got me the most, and this is the one I really wanted to share today, and then I'm going to let you go enjoy your 4th of July. Look at this. It's like the coolest and the best and amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is Steuben. This is Steuben glass. And I bought this at my friend's store, Deb and Doug. And Deb and Doug, if you're watching, hi, I love you. You know it. I love you both very much. They have a great store, and look at the fish on this. And this is, again, Cameo glass. And this is Steuben. And what's beautiful about it is, look at the depth of carving. So this is all wax resisted and then put into a bath with acid. And then this design is cut back. So it's actually encased glass. So it's this kind of calcite color. And then it's got a jade encasement over it, right? So look at that. And then the jade is cut back. So that design is actually raised. So the green is raised on the surface, and the white is where it's intaglio, cut back, and those fish, those koi, are those imaginary, magical, look at the face on them and the depth of carving. And it goes around the vase 3 times. So there's 1, 2, 3 designs of fish all the way around, so not one side is left out. That is magic. That is fantastic. And for Steuben, I believe this one would be around, I think on this vase, my gut feeling is 1920, maybe 1925, There's going to be some historians that may, disagree, and that's okay. As long as we're circa dating it within a 10-year period, we're safe, So there's that. And again, it just made me so incredibly happy. So although I didn't, quote, have a job, I went out and I bought myself 2 relatively, amazing investments for my future. So I loved this, and I loved the form, I loved the color, I loved the size and the craft. I just thought that was magnificent. So I guess that sums it up. I can tell you that you mean the world to me. You have given me strength when I've felt weak sometimes, and I appreciate that so much. I read the comments, I feel so incredibly loved, and again, sometimes I don't know what I did to deserve all of it. I mean that. And for all of you that question things in your life, I tell you to be truthful to yourself. I tell you to love yourself first. That's not selfish. That's realistic. And if you can't love yourself first, you're going to walk around with a frown every day. You're going to walk around and feel moody and irritable. And that's not a good place to live. So I say to myself all the time, what can I do different every day? How can I improve somebody else's life today? And that's kind of, my current state right now. I will say a special thank you to my mother and father for raising a resilient and sometimes difficult, but a resilient person who will continue to make art and change the lives of other people in a positive way. And stay tuned to the videos because they are just going to be incredible as time goes on, because I'm going to have a lot more time now. And I won't feel so rushed in the videos. I won't feel so hyper. Well, I'll still be hyper because let's face it, I'm nuts. So I really do appreciate everything. And from the bottom of my heart, I hope you have an amazing Independence Day. And like I said, Mom and Dad, mwah, I love you both. Thank you for supporting your son through all of my changes in my life and all of my journey. And that's it. I guess I can say that I feel resolved now. I can go about the rest of my day. Happy Independence Day. And you know how I end it. I love you because I do. Mwah!